Hey everybody, and welcome back to the kitchen. So, since I've been pregnant, I have been craving carbs. I mean, just craving the carbs. And you know what sounds good for supper? Chicken and dressing. Tori, how are you going to make that keto? Let me show you. The base to every good dressing recipe is bread. Whether it be cornbread, white bread, whatever. So I use an entire loaf of the Lewis brand Healthy Life keto bread. Got it at Walmart. And it's a zero net carb bread. So we're off to a great start, right? So I'll tell you how I prepped that. I put it in the oven. Actually, I put it under the broiler and watched it like a hawk and got it to where it is just absolute dry. And then I broke it up into bite-sized chunks and put it in my big bowl. And right now on my stove, I've got 1 pound of breakfast sausage browning off. I've already cut up 3 small onions, which equals probably about a large onion. And then 3 stalks of celery. And I even left the leaves on because that's great flavor. So my sausage is almost done. I'm going to pull that from the pan, put that in this bowl. And then I'm going to put my onions and my celery and some butter in this pan and get them sauteed down. And then we'll keep going, okay? All right, so every chef is going to tell you, don't scrape out the bottom of your pan. Those brown bits, that's flavor. That is flavor. And we want all the flavor we can get in this dish, okay? So now I'm going to take a stick of unsalted butter, or well, this is salted butter. If you want to, you can use unsalted butter. It don't matter. Toss this in my pan and get all those brown bits, or as chefs call it, fond. Get all those up and then get to flavoring those aromatics. Those wonderful onion and celery. Get all that goodness in there. We like flavor in this house. Now, y'all might be going, Tora, why are you putting sausage in your chicken and dressing? Well, for one, I have about half of a rotisserie chicken left, and I need to get it used up. And Josh is a meat eater. I mean, he loves his meat. So I threw some sausage in there, which this is breakfast sausage. So it's already got some sage in it. It's already got some pepper, some saltiness, all those spices in there that you typically find in dressing already built into it. So why not utilize that and add those flavors in and the extra meat? So now I'm going to take my rotisserie chicken. This is cold. I'm going to shred it up. And then once my onions and celery get down to where they need to be in about 5 minutes, I'm going to toss the chicken in there, get it warmed up so that everything's about the same temperature, so that when I put it together, they're not fighting against the temperature, okay? Go ahead and get your oven preheated to 350 degrees while you've got your onions and your celery going, okay? All right, so I've got my chickens chopped up into bite-sized pieces. I'm getting ready to add some fresh herbs to my aromatics. Ooh. First one I'm going to add is rosemary. And the one that I threw in the floor behind me is thyme, which is still sealed up in their little thing. I'm going to take some sprigs, throw them in there. If you want to add more sage, add sage. If you want to add some garlic, add garlic. If you want to add salt, add salt. If you want to add pepper, which I'm going to add pepper, throw some pepper in there, okay? Make it your own. Okay, so I threw in about 1.5 tablespoons of minced garlic and about a teaspoon and a half of black pepper. Now, y'all might be going, wait, Tori, you're not adding any salt. No, I am not adding any salt. With my blood pressure issues, I'm trying to limit the amount of salt that I'm intaking. But feel free to add the salt if you want to. Like I said, make this your own. In fact, to make sure that I don't have too much excess salt, I've even got reduced sodium chicken broth in case I need the extra liquid. Probably will for the 1 pound of breadcrumbs, bread bits, croutons, the dried bread, okay? But we're not quite there yet. Okay, so went ahead and threw the chicken in with the onions and celery and the spices. I'm going to taste it to see if I need to add anything else. Need more pepper. Good old black pepper. And I left my celery and my onions in pretty good sized chunks because I like to have that texture. Not everybody's a texture person, and that's fine. If you want them chopped smaller, chop them smaller. If you want them bigger, chop them bigger. Make it your own. All right, so I got my big mixing bowl with my crispy bread. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is add back in the sausage. Okay, now I'm going to add that chicken and aromatics. And scrape everything you can out of that pan. You want every bit of that flavor. Every bit. Every bit, every bit. Okay. Now I'm going to switch over to a rubber spatula. I'll be right back. You know how I said that brown bits would come up? There's a clean pan. Okay, so what we're going to do is just gently toss this. And this is why I suggest a huge bowl. Because otherwise you're going to be wearing it all over the kitchen, all over you. Yelling at the dogs to get out of here. Yelling at the kids to get out of here. And just toss it together. And this looks really dry. I'm going to tell you this right now. It looks really dry because it is really dry. We haven't added any liquid except the 1 stick of butter and what pork fat I had out of that sausage. Okay? But before I add the eggs, I'm going to taste this. Let me get a little bit of chicken on this. It tastes really good. I want to taste it to see if I need to add more salt, you know, a little bit of pepper, more garlic, maybe a little more rosemary, a little more thyme, but it tastes good. Okay, so I've got my 2 eggs. I got them beaten up. And I wanted to taste it before I put the eggs in. Okay. Stir that in. And see how dry it is. After I get everything tossed around some more. We don't want it super soggy and we don't want it super dry. So I'm going to go ahead and add some chicken stock or chicken broth. And I'm the type of cook that measures with her heart, okay? It's really hard for me to give you a good, accurate judgment. And just keep stirring everything up off the bottom. Because all that liquid is heavier than that bread. And it's going to go all the way down to the bottom. And not give you a good, accurate, you know, feel for how this is. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Because I don't like dry dressing. I never have. And being that I'm on keto, I can't have the gravy. So, but I don't like it where it's soggy. I still want it to be dressing. But I don't want it to be just absolute mush. And I don't want it to be a briquette. Okay. That is about right. Well, maybe just a little bit more. I see some real crunchy bits. All right, there we go. That's about right. All right, let me go get my pan. All right, so I am cheating. I'm using a throwaway aluminum pan because I don't like doing a whole bunch of dishes. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and transfer this to here, and I'll show you what I mean by don't pack it down. Okay, so this recipe would fill a 9x13 casserole if I did it that way. Now, don't take your spatula or whatever and smash it down, okay? Don't do that. We don't want it to be compressed, you know, and everything into a brick, okay? But I am going to coax some of these pieces down into the corners a little bit. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is slide this in my 350-degree oven. I'm going to cover it with tin foil for about the first 30 minutes. Everything in here is cooked except those eggs. So we just need to get this toasty. And then probably the last 15 minutes, I'm going to uncover it and let that top get all crispy, okay? So I'll see you after a little bit. All right, so before I dip into this, I'm going to show you all how it turned out. It looks regular. Oh my gosh, and it smells amazing. So Josh isn't home yet, but I'm hungry, so I'm going to go ahead and dip me out some. Now this is more of a loose dressing, not a stuck together dressing, which is fine with me. It's still moist. This tastes like Thanksgiving. Y'all need to try this. So, I'm going to sign off here real quick. You all are beautiful or handsome just the way you are. Yes, you are. I care for you guys. I really do. That's why I'm trying to get some more recipes together for yins. You're not alone when you're missing those comfort foods. Those warm you body and soul comfort foods. You're not alone on those, okay? You're really not. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. One last thing. Love ya!